I've got to
Talk to Randy Young. Maybe he'd be interested. How long are you going to sound that out? You're like me with Holy Toledo. Wake up. I can't sing, remember?
Wilmington.
Thank you, Jerry. Bill, pay attention. Jeez, you're on the damn school board and you don't pay attention like a second grader. What the heck? All right.
What'd you say?
You heard me. Yeah, exactly. You heard me.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
That's teachers just love that. After they give all the explanation to the kids, okay, here's what we're going to do. Then you have little Johnny or little Billy in the back of the class. What was that you? What was that you? I messed with somebody the other day. I called him you. Who was that?
Just don't call me Melvin.
Who was that?
I can't remember.
I said that too. I said, okay, Bill. Who was that?
You tell Joe that all the time.
Joe Davis.
Yeah.
That's who. No, what was it? Joe Davis? No, it wasn't Joe Davis.
I don't know. You said it to Joe's man.
I don't know. It might have been Joe Davis. I don't know.
Oh, folks,
JD, what's going on?
Yeah, folks, I apologize. These friggin' allergies are eating me up, man. So I'm hacking and
I understand.
snotting.
You might get some relief tonight.
It's Friday the 13th. Ooh. We'll have to have a little question about Friday the 13th.
Are you superstitious?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
Watch myself around ladders. I don't want to fall off any ladders.
If you go into Gemini and ask why Friday the 13th, why people are afraid of Friday the 13th, I'm telling you, you're going to get a book.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Right now, the lovely weather, 74, sunshine, and it's going to stay that way at least up till about 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock says 35% chance of rain. 6 and after, 40%. Then it calms back down. Tomorrow, they're saying 30%, but hey, it's kind of cleared off in the morning now. Noon's 30% again, 40%, 60% at 4, they're saying. 70% at 5. What?
So it's raining tomorrow.
Well, that's, 40%. I'd rather have 60% on my side than 40. I think it's spotty.
Yeah.
I think it's spotty showers this weekend.
So you just have to figure out where the spot is.
Yeah, where the 40% of that area is, it's going to rain. Somebody told me that's what that actually means.
That's supposed to be what it means. If there's a 40% chance of rain, it's in 40%
Percent
of
of
the area.
the viewing area, yeah. Oh, let's see, Sunday.
Rick Morton,
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Rick. I thought you were coming in today.
Vicki Kendall.
70% on Sunday. Sunday is looking as the worst of the 2 days. 70 and 80%. Also, it's DJ Car Show in Fayetteville all day Sunday. I wonder what they'll
Don
do.
Wells.
Home of the Rockets.
That's where we're at, the high school.
At the high school. There you go.
So, weekend's not looking, it kind of gets progressively worse. This is going to be our best day. Tomorrow, not quite as good. And Sunday,
Is this actually-
not as good. Huh?
Is this actually the weekend on Friday?
Yeah, I consider it a weekend. Yeah. Beginning. Yeah. So when you're retired every day.
TGIF.
When you're retired, everything's a weekend.
No,
Every day's
that's
a weekend.
not true, Charlie. Well, for us, when you retire, you work harder than when you were working.
Some people do. Some people do. But you're doing stuff you want to do. All right. Yep. Okay, we do have some news today. Here we go. This is the only Friday 13th of 2025.
Huh. Good.
Next year, there's 3 of them.
Huh.
But this year there's only 1. Stocks are up yesterday, especially Oracle. It's a tech company. They were up 13% yesterday.
Database company.
Yeah. Trump easing up on immigration. He realizes, guys, I need some hotel workers.
Could be.
That and farmers are saying, hey, you're taking a, but can't they get, not green cards, but what's that other thing called that they can like work
The work permit.
permits and
there's
visas?
some kind
I
of-
mean, it's not like we're shutting them out. Definitely got to get rid of all the criminals, though. All the criminals, they got to go. Israel strikes Iran. Yesterday we may be the beginning of World War
Oh, please don't say that.
III.
Pull the pin on the grenade.
And they say Israel's going to have to start the end of the war that's going to end our time. So we'll see what happens. I guess they had some precision bombing. They were taking out radar sites. They took out some generals. They took out, what else did they take out?
Platoon leader.
Yeah, the platoon. Yeah, but the head of Iran still was okay. They had 5 waves of airstrikes. They did get the Revolutionary Guard headquarters, 100 targets across Iran. But Iran's already, I think, launched 200 or 300 drones toward Israel. So the U.S. is not involved, according to Marco Rubio. We are not involved in any way. Although, if you remember a while back when Trump and Iran met, he told them something was coming. If they didn't get their act together. I mean, they had fair warning, and they didn't take it. India plane crash. 241 dead yesterday.
One gentleman walked
One person.
with
One
nary a
person.
scratch.
Yeah,
Now,
one.
how does that happen?
I don't know.
One person. Well, he was sitting in what, row 11?
11.
Row 11 in the middle, I think. So that's
You know where I'm
crazy.
sitting from now on.
Row 11, yeah, exactly. National Guard was put back in California's control, then it was put back in Trump's control in California. Alex Padilla, the junior senator from California, did you guys see that?
He bit some dust. didn't he?
Charging in at Kristi Noem's
Had to
press
be
conference.
restrained.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you what, he's lucky he didn't get shot. Yeah, Mark Rogers, you're about right. Not involved yet. That's right. I tell you, Alex Padilla, I thought they went easy on him. I think.
Because they just handcuffed him, and then once they got him under control. But you know what it was? He's a senator, and
This show, look at me.
And so the senator, it scares congressmen and senators all over the country because they're saying, wait a minute, I'm touchable now? I can be touched?
Well, John Fetterman even come out. John Fetterman's a Democrat,
He's very outspoken.
but he is like
Very
totally
reasonable.
against.
He's very reasonable.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. The 2 leaders of the Democratic Party ought to be John Fetterman and Harold Ford Jr. I tell you what, then the Democrats could be a force to be reckoned with if you got those 2 in the head of it, because they're moderates, Let's see. Alex Padilla charged Kristi Noem at press conference. Texas has deployed 5,000 National Guard troops. We did have our first council meeting with me on the council in Sabina, and we survived.
There was not an insurrection, was there?
Yeah, all these guys bringing stuff in and not giving us any. What the hell?
No free samples.
Yep. Anyhow.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yep. There you go. That looked like Rheingeist coming in. A little bit of Rheingeist. We've already had the Michelob Ultra. Folks, if you drink Michelob Ultra, let me tell you a little secret about that. Just go to this thing in your house called the spigot and just pour yourself a glass of water. That's about what Michelob Ultra is.
That's Coors Light. and
Nah,
that's,
Michelob Ultra is that way.
I like that. Yeah.
You like Coors Light?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, if you're
Or
going
Mich
to
Ultra,
drink
either
Michelob Ultra, you might as well drink water. I mean, Now, huh?
I love you.
Well, I'm telling you what. Now, if you want beer or malt liquor that puts hair on your chest, have you ever had Carlsberg Elephants?
Have you tried cider boys?
Cider boys?
No.
Cider boys.
No.
Mojito and the mimosas?
Yeah.
Like water. They'll come up and get you in the butt.
No, I don't need that.
Remember the
Try
days?
Carlsberg Elephant.
Remember the days of Pabst Blue Ribbon PBR?
Jungle
God.
Gym. Some beer places have it, like Kroger's, like those. Yeah.
There she is, the lady.
Donuts.
Yeah, Carlsberg Elephant.
She's our number one. She's our number one star today.
You drink 2 is all you need.
Happy Father's Day, you guys.
Look at
You too.
Thank you. You too.
Deanna is in the house.
Yeah, just put those donuts right here, huh?
Yeah, look
Yeah.
at
Yeah, Rick's gonna scarf down a bunch of them.
The other day, Rick Morton's wife brought in cookies. He had like 5 of them before I even
my.
got here.
Yeah, he about knocked me down to get to him.
Dibs, proprietary rights.
Had what was it? What was it?
They were macadamia,
Macadamia
nut
nut,
and
yeah.
white chocolate.
White chocolate. How you doing, Deanna?
I'm doing fabulous. It's Fabulous Friday after all.
I think she's finally recuperated from the jet lag.
Yes, that's for sure. But unbelievable.
It's like a boat close to water.
Oh, just,
Jet lag.
yes.
Did you have fun?
Oh, unbelievable.
Now, what was the airline you flew on?
We went on Southwest.
So you had to pay your baggage fees.
Everybody's
Actually, no,
paying for
'cause I-
bags now.
Huh?
Everybody's paying for bags.
Actually, because I booked prior to May 28th, I didn't have to.
Right. Yes.
Good for you.
And I also, on the way out, I paid with my points, so I didn't have to pay for my
Ticket?
ticket out. I just had to pay for a partial ticket on the way back. I didn't
Good
have
for
enough points.
you. Good
So I did it as
you.
cost effective as I could.
There you go.
We call that being frugal, right?
Yes.
We're frugal.
I'm
Not
I'm-
cheap,
I'm not
frugal.
cheap, but I'm frugal.
It's okay to be cheap. Also.
That's what we said about what,
No, I'm thrifty.
what Bill brings us when he brings us stuff and what you bring us when you get the real stuff.
I do the $5 special at Kroger's.
Well, it's not like Jerry's though. Jerry
no.
brought us some
I
hockey puck
outdid,
donuts
I
one day.
outdid Bill.
Yeah, they could have been put on.
Yeah.
I left.
cars
I
as a
forgot and
spare
left them in the
tire.
car, in the back of the car.
Hockey
they melt?
puck.
No, they didn't melt, but they were. You could have played hockey with them. I mean, they were like hockey pucks.
That's
Shout
not
out to Combs. Shout out to Combs.
So,
Yep.
yes, I went to Combs and got their dozen special.
Now, Deanne,
Yes.
you would be proud of Rachel and myself.
Yes.
We sat down yesterday and watched the first 2 episodes of The Scarecrow and
Oh
Mrs.
my
King.
There you
God. Oh no.
It is a very good show.
Now you've got more on your
Well,
When you
legs.
stopped
Yeah,
by the
more.
house, were they home?
no. Well, actually, when they did they do a reunion every 5 years, and they go to the house.
And had a reunion with
And they have, and last time Kate came out of the house. That's the first time that anybody had seen
Something
her.
like coming out of the closet.
No, she came out of the house, and she was holding a box, because she needed a box because that was how it all started.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he was doing the box and give the box to the man in the red hat. Well, he got on the train and
was all
everyone
Shriners.
had fezzes, red fezzes.
Yeah, it was
Only
all
one person
Shriners.
had a red baseball cap. So, but no,
That was funny.
that was a really exciting thing to get to go to Amanda's house.
And you did that this time.
And I did it this time, yes. And also went to the one where it was shown in the credits for the first season. So it was a couple streets over. So, but it was fabulous. But, and then in the first season, Lee Stetson tracks down Amanda at
We're just starting to watch it now. So.
I know. Well, no, it's
Don't,
only,
don't, yeah, don't jump ahead.
it's,
Don't
no,
jump ahead.
this is the first episode.
Well, let's do a break.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then we'll come back.
Okay.
yeah, we'll hear all about
Forget
it.
the clown princes of basketball, the Harlem Globetrotters. There's a new all-star, family-friendly comedy polo team taking the sporting entertainment world by storm. The Equine Trots.
Bringing their highfalutin, high-kicking, mallet-swinging, horsey hijinks to an equestrian center near you.
I'm Amanda Martin,
And I'm Steve Burnett. Made up stories just like these.
as well as real news about what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
On the Murphy Report. News the way it's meant to be delivered.
In less than 30 minutes, or it's free.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
Amanda, yeah, my buddy Sam was recently tossed from his own horsey all the way across the arena, landed in a soft bale of hay right next to another horse that was already asleep.
Oh my, that sounds dangerous. What's his condition?
Stable.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. City Council surprisingly votes 4-3, banning citizens from dressing up their puppies.
Mere days before the local kennel club's National Puppy Jamboree.
It's a canine conundrum.
And City Hall has blood on its paws.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Feel-good stories we make up just for you every Monday morning, plus the latest on what's coming to the Murphy Theater in Wilmington, Ohio on The Murphy Report.
Your mistrusted name in made-up news.
The Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Amanda, but I dress up both of my dogs, Claire and Wally.
Let me guess. Bonnie and Clyde.
Nope.
Abbott and Costello.
Nope.
Mickey and Minnie.
Close. William Gibbs McAdoo and the first of his 3 wives, Sarah Hazelhurst Fleming.
Of course, the Treasury Secretary under Woodrow Wilson.
And his wife. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization event or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481 and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
We are back, and
With your mouth full.
I didn't have my mouth full, but that's why it's a great day for donuts, because I can get Deanne and Bill going, and I can eat all the donuts.
Isn't that true? And like I said in the Facebook post, maybe she will outtalk me today, and that's saying something, right?
That is, because you don't come up for air. Just saying.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
There's lots of times she said, "Would you just shut up?" Yeah.
I can just see that now.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. You went out to California, went out to L.A.
Burbank, California. Flew
Burbank.
into Burbank.
Okay.
So that's the first. That's where it really all started. So we flew into Burbank, and we had a shuttle. What?
Which is better than LA.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad she wasn't in L.A. I'm glad she wasn't.
We stayed at the Marriott, which was right across from the airport. So the Marriott provided a shuttle. So we just had to.
Didn't have to deal with
We didn't have to deal with it. So it was a matter of getting to our pickup. And so what was interesting, so you know me, I'm going to chit chat with everybody that's there. That's just me. No. So, I'm curious to find out where everybody's from. And so while I was there, I was talking to this nice couple, and he went off to look at for his shuttle. I says, "Why are you going to the Hollywood show?" And she said, the wife said, "Well, he's one of the guests." I said, "Oh, really?" And so I said, because I didn't recognize him. I said, "Who is he?" And so she says, "Well, you remember the show I Love Lucy?" I said, "Well, yeah." She says, "Do you remember Little Ricky?" I said, "Yeah, it was Little Ricky."
That's wild.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
I mean, I'm not even at the show, and I'm already seeing famous. So, we got bags, and it just so happens I got one of the pictures from I Love Lucy in my bag, so I had him sign it.
That's cool. Look at that.
So, yeah. So, really nice. Really nice. So, that was one of my many autographs that I got.
You get some frames for these.
Oh, I know. And so,
Did you take these pictures with you on your trip to make sure if you ran into anybody, you could have them sign?
well, I did. I have a friend from Scotland that's part of our True Blue Fans, the Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That's a Facebook page, and we have probably close to 2,000 members. And so Sandra had gone last year, and she had showed a picture. Well, I just really liked it. It was from one of the European episodes. So I said, can I get that someplace else? And she says, no, they're only selling it at the Hollywood show. I says, darn. I said, I really wanted that picture. She says, do you really want that picture? I said, yes. She says, do you want it autographed? I said, yes. Yeah. And so before she left for Scotland last year, she sent it to me.
My, oh my.
Wow.
No.
So this year I took it and finished getting the other autographs. Beverly
All right.
Garland is no longer with us. So, but yeah, she went ahead and got Martha Smith and Kate Jackson last year. So this year I went and got Phil and Jamie and Bruce Boxleitner on it this year. So that was exciting for me.
Yeah, the only thing that disappointed me in your which I loved your pictures, I wish Kate Jackson had taken the daggone mask off.
It's her. Yeah. We respect that because she's had a lot of health issues.
Oh, has she?
She's had cancer twice, and I think she has a heart problem. So she did take it down during the panel.
Couple of picture things.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Well, no, not during the picture, but during the panel. We had a live panel. Bruce had not seen Kate since the last episode in 1987.
I find that hard to believe. I could not believe that.
They've talked on the phone, but they had not seen each other, and Kate teared up. And our friend, my friend Tammy New, that lives out there, she was able to be behind the curtain because Kate was behind a curtain. You couldn't see the interactions, and I respect her for that because she's had a lot of health issues, and you can tell she's frail. And Bruce says, "I got you. You're not going to fall. Everything's going to be fine." And so, there were people out there that said, "Well, I'm not going to have my picture taken with her wearing a mask." Well, that's fine. That's your choice. Yeah. But our line for Kate Jackson and Bruce Boxleitner was out the door and around the building. But what was neat, anytime that someone from our group that was a fan of Scarecrow Mrs. King came in to the area, we were all hooping and hollering. Everybody was looking around like, who's coming in? So they could feel the love.
Yeah.
But you had said that you just started watching.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes yesterday.
So in the first episode, he gives her a card and said, "Call me." Mm-hmm. And so, but when he gave her the card, he was what the restaurant was called. He was a pirate drive-in, mm-hmm. And he was wearing a patch. He was dressed as a pirate, and so the show was Moby Docks was what the restaurant was. So we went and had breakfast on Friday morning at Moby Docks, but it's not called Moby Docks anymore.
Right.
But we had breakfast, and then we got our picture taken with John, the owner. So he thinks it's a kid. And we had, and I want to tell you, our fandom, and my oldest son, he says, "Mom, this is an unbelievable fandom." We had fans come in from Scotland, Australia, Germany, Italy, New Zealand, wow. I think Mexico, Canada, and then all over the United States.
Dang.
So we had a lot of people, and it was really exciting. So, but it was just the reunion. It was a panel discussion, and if you got in, if you had purchased a VIP package for the hotel, which, you know what, if I want to go, I'm want to
What
get.
year did the show run?
1983 to 1987.
So 4 seasons?
4 seasons.
Okay.
I think that if Kate had not gotten cancer, we would have had a 5th season.
Really?
Yeah. But, as Bruce, when I saw up in Grand Rapids a couple years ago, he says, "I just want to see Katie," because he hadn't seen Katie. And that's what he always called her, Katie. And so I think Kate, if she had her way, they'd film today, because she said, well, they went on to have 2 kids, Alex and Sophie, and they were out of the business, and they were such and such a place, but the boys were in the business now, and they were away, but they got pulled back in, and she said she got knocked unconscious when they went to look for him, and so Bruce was saying, I'll find you. So Then we all started cracking up laughing. So,
Shame that Billy wasn't there. Right? Yeah.
or Beverly Garland. I said Beverly Garland was smiling down at the reunion because I guess that her and Bruce was very close, and but it was just unbelievable. And the people that I saw, not only from the Scarecrow and Mrs. King, you haven't encountered it yet because you haven't got to season 3. But there's a character called Dr. Smith, and he's in charge of Billy Melrose and the agency.
Billy Melrose.
Billy Melrose. And so, but Dr. Smith was there both days. He's 97.
Wow.
Yeah. He's 97. So some have done very well, and he was using a walker to get around. But, he looked, feisty old guy. He was feisty.
Kind of like Jerry.
I wouldn't know. And you got me sitting beside him?
Yeah. We do. So, what other?
He's housebroke though.
Is he housebroke?
What other? I mean, I know this just wasn't the Scarecrow, Mrs.
No,
King.
there was
The
89.
Waltons?
I got to see 6 members of the Waltons. And let me show you my pictures real fast. This was the Babylon 5. There was 3. There was Bill Mumy that was on Lost in Space, and he was also in Babylon 5, and then Walter Koenig that was in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So he was also in Babylon 5, and of course Bruce. So Steve, our oldest son, wanted to be in that picture. So, and then this is Kate Jackson and Martha Smith. So she was also in Animal House. And funny story on this picture here. This was John Rhys Davies. He's been in Raiders of the Lost Ark and Princess Diaries. He's been a lot of different things. I think Game of Thrones or something like that. I don't know. I don't watch that. Anyways, so in this picture here, he's tickling me the whole time.
Uh-oh, Bill. Watch out, Bill.
But I guess he I don't know if he thought that we wasn't going to smile, but yeah, he was tickling me.
And then there's one with Kate.
And then this is one that had the original 5. So, and then this is my picture with Kate Jackson. So, and she was there only on Saturday.
Yeah.
She didn't make it for Friday. I guess that she's renowned for being late. So we thought that she was going to be there at 10:30. She didn't show up until 11:30.
Yeah.
The line was outside, wrapped around. And then this is me and Bruce.
But he's not wearing a tie.
Well, hey, I'll take him. I'll take him any way he wants to come.
That's an inside joke.
Yes, it is. And then here is the cast, the original cast of 9, and pictures were very expensive. But I was very impressed with Pose that did the pictures. You would walk in, get your picture taken, and walk out, and you would think that they wouldn't get all the people in and out in 5 minutes. By golly, they did. And no sooner than you walked out after having your picture taken, the picture was ready. So, yeah, I was very impressed. And then here's Dr. Smith. This is how he looked in the show.
Okay. And what's his real name, then?
Myron Natwick.
He looks familiar.
I think that he was the old gentleman in Poltergeist. Yeah, the guy that took the people down. Yeah. So, and then here's Beeman. So he was really a nice guy. And then Dorothy, Marion Fields. In fact, she even liked my Deanna's Delectables.
Oh, there you go.
She wanted one of my business
Nice
cards.
shout out.
Hey.
Yep.
And so, and then I had a picture taken. And things were not cheap.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted Kate's autograph, it was $80 per.
Yeah.
$80 per. So that's my picture.
Now, was that $80 on a picture or just a card?
No, that was on a picture. Anything. And then, I mean,
Well, if you had pictures,
I
you
rolled
should
many.
ask for more.
Well, she had pictures there that you could purchase.
Yeah.
And I have a script from season 3, the last episode in season 3, All the World's a Stage, and so both Kate and Bruce signed the
Oh,
script.
that's neat.
that I bought on eBay.
See, I think Kate Jackson, Charlie's Angels.
Oh, yeah.
And they said that if they was to do a reunion panel for Charlie's Angels, she wouldn't go to that, but she did go to this one here. So, I mean,
that's telling.
yeah.
Well, but Charlie's Angels, Pharaoh's dead.
Right. But she's still really close friends with Jacqueline.
Is Jacqueline still alive?
Yeah,
Smith.
so she's still very close friends with Jacqueline.
Cheryl Ladd.
Bosley.
Cheryl Ladd.
Yeah.
So,
Carol was the youngest of the women.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So I met, it was interesting. We had dinner in the restaurant on Friday night. And there was a big table, we had 8 people and there was a table across the way. There was 8 people there. So I'm thinking, okay, well, this is cool. I made a reservation. We went back, ordered. I look across the way and there's Jeff Jones. You know who Jeff Jones is?
No.
Baseball player.
No, he's not a baseball.
There was a Jeff Jones with the Reds.
Jeff Jones was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh.
He was also in Beetlejuice. So directly across from him, after we realized
So were they just having dinner?
they were having dinner.
Deanne's going,
They were just
No, I did it
Very
very, very subtle. They didn't know I was taking pictures. No flash. I didn't have my flash on. So, so he was in back of Karen, and then Walter Koenig was behind, directly across from Jeff. And
where were
so,
you eating at? What was the name of the restaurant?
something grill.
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was in the hotel.
It was in the hotel.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
take a break. We'll come back and
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yep. We'll be back.
You
in
might
just a
want to
minute.
think twice before putting forth any effort in improving your station in life. Why being all it's cracked up to be turns out not to be all it's cracked up to be.
Just ask the Liberty Bell.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up news you didn't know you needed to know, including all the latest real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in Wilmington, Ohio.
With the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
On a somewhat related note, Amanda, in my youth, I was once referred to as all that and a bag of chips.
I imagine nowadays you're referred to as all that and an extra large bag of chips. Fried in lard.
Absolutely. The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. Dough nuts. Getting a makeover and a name change.
it's every baker's nightmare. Buckling to the snowflake social media pressure, America's tasty glazed treats will now be known as doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett,
Why wait for real news when you can get all the made-up news you need?
along with the facts about Ohio's hometown theater, the Murphy.
On the Murphy Report. Find us on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel with a brand new report every Monday morning.
I have tried so hard to cut back on my daily doughy, emotionally compromised yeast rings intake.
Really, Steve? No one has noticed. And I mean no one.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town. Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
$1 a day.
Uh-huh.
You mean mileage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's great for that Civic.
All right.
I love it.
That's not bad. Yeah.
I'm ahead doing that. Now, if I was
right.
in the Ford Escape, it'd be different.
No, we're back on.
Yep.
So you know that. Sandy Hagen Williams, good morning, Wilmington. This is interesting. There you go. Well, Sandy was about that same time too. Sandy, I'm guessing. I have Uncle Punky. Sandy's probably she's early 70s, I'd say. So that's right in her bailiwick as far as.
Well, the
When you
thing of it
watch
is
TV.
I had a very strict mother growing up. Be nice.
Yeah, that's true. No comment.
No comment. So I
Did you grow up Catholic?
no.
So.
No, but my mom and dad didn't go to church. But I did go to church, but not. I went to the Nazarene church.
Okay.
But once I got with Bill, I wanted a unified family, so I switched.
Yeah.
And so, 45 years later, or 44. We've been married 44, but we have a unified family.
So you dated for a year.
Almost 2.
Almost 2.
So, but
45. Damn, Deanne, you're a saint. You're a saint, Deanne.
We've been together for almost 46.
Oh wow.
Been together almost 46. But going back to when I was in high school and growing up, you know, I went to school, came home, did my homework, and then I had my own TV upstairs, and so I did my own thing. And so to keep me company, I had.
Scarecrow, Mrs. King.
Well, no, because I was married by the time the Scarecrow and Mrs. King came out.
Yeah.
But I had the movies, and I grew up loving the older movies, and that's why, for me.
They weren't old then.
No, they weren't old then.
Old by today's standards.
We're talking 50 years ago.
Right.
So, but to see, yeah, it was just unbelievable. Anyways, getting back to the restaurant. So, Jeff Jones is across from me, and so he was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then after the meal came, I looked and I thought, oh my gosh, directly behind Nomi is Mimi Rogers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Formerly married to Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and so Bill, at that time, Bill had just sent me a text, so I acted like I was replying to Bill's text, and I took a picture. I zoomed in and took a picture. Not to where she could tell that I was sneaky.
Nothing like being a fan.
Yeah.
I tell you, we went to a Comic-Con Nashville a few months ago, and we had a blast. You know? Just sitting there listening to the panels.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Neat, you know.
And so as we got up to leave to go to our rooms, Beaver came in, Jerry Mathers.
Oh wow.
So he looks the same. He's just a few wrinkles.
Did you get your picture with him?
No. Barb from Cincinnati, she still watches Leave It to Beaver. So I had got his picture in my bag, so I went ahead and gave it to her so she could get an autograph with her.
Did you watch? How many episodes were there? It's not those old. I mean, other than maybe like a Gunsmoke or whatever, they didn't. Most of these series only lasted a few years.
Now, Gunsmoke lasted 20 seasons.
Yeah, that was one of the longest.
Yeah.
At the time, it was the longest.
It was.
But you know, Leave It to Beaver, I don't know, probably 4, 5
4 years,
seasons.
5 years.
I'm not sure.
You have to be watching them over and over and over
Yeah.
and over again.
And so,
I'm a real Beaver fan.
and as I was coming into the restaurant, because I was waiting for one of our people, Rebecca, and so I went to get her from the front from the door, and when I went to the door, George Hamilton and his wife was coming in. He hasn't changed. He's 85.
Yeah.
So was this like a restaurant for old movie stars?
No, it
It was
wasn't.
part of the convention.
It was.
at
They
the
must have been
convention.
staying there, and so I mean, just walk. And he was there on Saturday as well. But on Saturday we had Billy Baldwin and his wife China Phillips, and then George Hamilton was down the way. And what was funny is that we were having dinner at the table on Saturday where Jeff Jones and Mimi Rogers was the night before. That was funny. And then 6 members of the Waltons was down the way a little bit. So it was, for me, it was a high because I got to go and talk to these people. But
Rub elbows.
Rub-
yeah.
Well, and got to talk to Richard Thomas, John Boy.
Yeah.
Just a really nice guy. Really nice guy. But there was 89 different stars there. And so some of them looked better than others. Layman Ward, he was in an episode of, he was the dad on Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
He was in a wheelchair. He didn't look too good.
Chevy Chase, when we were in Nashville, he was in a wheelchair too.
It's sort of like going to a high school reunion as you get older. You know, some people are in great shape, other people, you know.
Some people took care of themselves. Bruce looks, I mean, he said on Friday, he says, he knows. But the thing,
Crush, I know.
but the thing
That's
is,
all right.
they didn't bring him anything. But he says I did manage to get a cold piece of pizza. So they should have, because they sat there, and you can tell the people that are there just to make a buck. They bring, this one guy brought in a bag of stuff for Bruce to sign, and it's going to cost $50 per signature.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they're
put it
going
on-
to sell. They're going to
put it
sell
on
it
eBay.
on eBay or whatever.
Yeah.
But you could tell the people that weren't there because they were fans and they appreciated their work. They're there to make a buck.
Yeah.
But who else did I see?
Well, and that's why the autographs are so expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not because of you, the real fan. It's because of the fans that are
Exactly.
Exactly.
And these stars, they're saying, why are they going to make a lot of money just off my signature?
Right.
So they have to charge.
Gene.
What they have to charge.
Gene Simmons, he's getting ready to be at a Comic-Con somewhere, and his autograph, the demon from Kiss,
Yeah.
$250.
Well, Priscilla Presley charged $135,
Yeah.
and her line. Someone said, "Well, why is this long so much bit? Why is it longer than what Priscilla Presley?" Well, really, basically, what has Priscilla really done?
Besides be the daughter.
Besides be the wife of Elvis.
Ex-wife,
Yeah.
Not ex-wife, but just
It
wife.
was yeah.
She died when she was So
But
ex by death.
Were they ex already, though?
huh?
Were they ex already?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they
were
were.
ex already.
But it was just interesting to see nobody hid behind anything except for Kate, but she does that because of her health. And we respect that.
That's
And
what Chevy Chase was, too. He was behind the curtain.
yeah.
His was 150, I think.
I don't know what that was.
It was a phone.
You were in church there for a minute.
It's Friday 13th. There you go.
Yeah, everything shut off and it still came through.
Yeah. So, but there, like I said, there was 6 members of the Waltons there.
So what
And,
other shows were featured? Waltons,
the
Scarecrow?
Waltons.
They all say,
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good night. Good night, John Boy. Yeah.
Babylon 5, Knots Landing. There was, I think, 4 members of Knots Landing.
Okay.
Christy McNichol was there.
I like Christy
Yeah,
McNichol.
and she hasn't changed any. I mean,
a lot of different
yeah,
She was in Bad News Bears, wasn't she?
yeah, I think so.
Well, Tatum O'Neal was.
With Tatum,
but-
and the Little Darlings.
Yeah.
yeah,
She was with
Christy-
her in the Little Darlings.
Christy McNichol was, I remember.
She was in Family.
Well,
That's
she
where,
was in a bunch of stuff.
yeah, she was. So, Barney Miller, Hal Linden was
Really?
there.
Hal Linden,
Yeah,
really?
and
Huh.
so Hal looked pretty good. And so they had panels on all these different shows. And
Wojciechowski, was he there?
huh?
Wojciechowski?
Wojo.
Is that what's his name? Is that Gale?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he was there.
Ah,
He was at the table
Wojciechowski.
right next to him.
All right, take a break.
It is time. Yep, we'll be back. And then we'll give it to Bill for a little while for
That's
some
fine.
sports. All right.
Do the 8:45 sports.
Yeah, he's.
Nah, I'm just taking it all in.
Who says living with labels is a bad thing? Especially bright, easy to read labels with a large font.
When one man's drinking fountain is another man's bidet.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
All the pretend news to fill your day.
Trust your most unreliable source.
The Murphy Report. Made up stories almost like these and real stories on what's coming to the Murphy.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
You know, Amanda, I label just about everything in my house, even my clothes, even my shoes. One shoe I have labeled R, and the other shoe I have labeled NR.
NR?
Not right.
You're not right.
The Murphy Report. Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
that's right, coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most, plus what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. The only man in the world who can list all the vice president's wives in order of height, from shortest to tallest.
reunites with the only other man in the world who cares.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories to brighten your day.
And maybe, just maybe, keep you safe. But don't count on it.
And all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect.
And it's what we've come to deliver.
With the Murphy Report, every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, I understand you have a special skill of reciting the entire alphabet backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
That must be quite a belch.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
We're gonna go from Dan to Bill. Bill's got he's got a
Weekly
book.
sports. It just looks that way. It's my script. I do like you. I'm show prep. Okay, local sports report today. The Reds are in Detroit against the Tigers at Comerica Park.
Go Reds!
Yes, and the Reds won the Ohio Cup this year. Hooray. They took down the Guardians. Reds have won 5 of their last 6 games. They're now 1 game over 500, 35-34. But they are 7 games behind the Cubs.
Well,
That's
and
the big
there's-
thing. That's going to be hard.
Wait a minute. Their next 5 or 6 series, like 4 or 5 of them are against like first place or second place.
Yeah,
teams.
Tommy Thrall and Chris Welsh was talking about the fact, and even Jeff Brantley, the next really 3 weeks to 40 days is going to tell the history of this team, whether or not they can come back and pull it off and hopefully get to the
If they can get
playoffs.
500, that'll be good.
That would be the achievement right there. Tigers, of course, have most wins in the American League. They're 45-25. The Mets are the best team by percentage points, you could say, in baseball right now at 45-24. Cubs are 42-27. Locally, high school baseball state finals. Good luck to the Springboro Panthers. They will play Perrysburg tomorrow. Congrats to the Lebanon Lady Warriors. They are state champions. And Lynchburg Clay Lady Mustangs, they are going to be taking on St. Paris Graham at 7 o'clock tonight in Division 5. So we wish them the best of luck. They're 23-3 overall. So I want to give those young ladies a nice shout out. Sydney Moss has decided to step down as the head basketball coach at Wilmington College for the women. She's going to be an assistant coach at Stetson University down in Florida. it's interesting, and Jerry Sheevy, of course, was laid to rest last week. Since Jerry left, they will be now looking for their third head coach. Janelle Blankenspool was there a couple years, and then Sydney, and Sydney will be moving to Florida. And I think a parallel to that is the fact also Randy's not doing very well. Her dad, we all know who Randy is, Randy Moss. And what's interesting about Stetson University, Dan Hipsher, a former UD assistant coach, he was the basketball coach there when they actually got the program going, when they started men's basketball. Back to baseball just a second. I noticed this the other night, and it kind of struck me when I saw that Ryan Sandberg, apparently he's had a little relapse with his cancer, and he's back in the hospital. Craig Counsell, the manager of the Brewers, he idolized Ryan and took some time off from the team to go be with him. They're saying that Ryan's status is day to day. It either could go downhill or he might pull out of this. Prayers today, and ironically, this is the 13th. We're talking about Davey Concepcion, we're number 13 for the Reds. Next weekend is a Reds tribute weekend honoring the 75 and 76 team. Davey will not be able to be there. He is, I think, in either Venezuela or Puerto Rico, but he's on a list to have a lung transplant. And they're coinciding this also with the commemoration. You might recall the Reds moved into Riverfront Stadium back in 1970. The first game was on June 30th. And so they're commemorating all that coming up with this fans tribute next weekend. I was doing a little bit of research. It's kind of ironic the way things work out. The Reds said goodbye to Crosley Fields on June 24th. Johnny Bench and Lee May hit back-to-back homers off the Giants pitching ace who was headed for a Cy Young Award that year, Juan Marichal. And so the Reds pulled it off and won their last game. Everybody thought they would lose it, and they won 4-3. Wayne Granger saved the game. And then back to that first game with the Reds at Riverfront. As you would expect, it's against the Atlanta Braves. Who do you think hit the first home run?
Hank Aaron.
Bingo. And it's ironic that Tommy Helms hit the first Reds home run. 2 games later, he hit the foul screen. So that was the little thing that was interesting.
I got a funny, real quick story about
Okay, go ahead.
I'm coaching reserve softball for Greenfield. And Washington Courthouse just built their new fields. I had a girl hit the foul screen, but the foul screen was the wrong way.
Oh,
they still gave her the home run.
They had it to the left instead of to the right.
Yeah, they still gave her the home run.
Now, Tony Perez hit the first ball that cleared the wall. He hit the first home run that cleared the wall. But see, Tommy's hugged the line there at the left field line at 330 down the left field line, and it hit the inside part of the foul screen. Then now let's jump over to the NBA Finals underway. The Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, what a team nickname that is. Obi Toppin is doing a great job for the Pacers. This is kind of interesting. Rick Carlisle helped build the Pacers up a few years ago, but then they forced him out. Like he had a falling out with Larry Bird, but then they brought him back again now to be the head coach after he succeeded Frank Vogel, and they're playing well. You know, it's not so much what happens in the course of the season, it's what team gets hot in the playoffs. You know, the Cleveland Cavaliers had the best record, but who got hot in the playoffs?
Right.
Indiana Pacers. They trailed by 15 the other night. Tyrese Halliburton hit that last second shot in the first game, 111 to 110. OKC came back and won the second game, and then the Pacers won the other night. So this will be game 4 this evening. It's going to be it's kind of interesting. I've been listening to Lance, too, of some of the things on WLW, and the Pacers nearly folded 2 years after the ABA and the NBA merged together. They were dwindling. They weren't doing very good. And they had a rally for them, and they had to get at least I think it was 4,000 season tickets in order to keep them going, or the league was going to shut them down. And ironically, the team was going to move to Oklahoma City. It's kind of like what happened with the Cincinnati Royals when the Royals left and went to KC, to Kansas City. But they were able to pull it off and get the money that they needed. And then the Simon brothers stepped in and saved the franchise. And it's one of the thriving NBA franchises right now. And they got one of the most spectacular arenas that there is. It's always going to be known as Conseco Fieldhouse for me. But, you know, when you think about basketball, and you think about Indiana, and you think about Butler University, and you look at the NBA, if an NBA team would fold in Indianapolis, that would be the worst thing that could ever happen. And here's the thing, too. The Indiana Pacers surviving is what enabled the Colts to move to Indianapolis. If there's no Pacers, the Colts may have never relocated. They probably stayed in either Baltimore or they would have moved them somewhere else. Exactly. And my connection is, and everybody knows about my broadcasting things, but I talk about this. What I used to do, because I really set my goal to be an NBA announcer and so forth. And I'd listen to Johnny Most with the Boston Celtics, Jim Durham with the Chicago Bulls, Skip Carey with the Atlanta Hawks, and I really like the guy that did the Indiana Pacer games. And there's a little interesting sidebar I'm leading up to with that. First original voice was Joe McConnell. He was very good. And then I listened to Bob Lamey, who I got to meet when he was doing the Indianapolis Racers hockey team. Because, of course, the Racers and the Stingers competed against each other. And I got to tell Bob, I said, man, I listened to you a lot of nights on WIBC 1070 Indianapolis. Well, he just then exclusively went to the Colts, and he just stepped down for health reasons a couple of years ago. Mark Boyle took over as the announcer for the Pacers. It was kind of neat. He let Chris Denari, who does the games on TV, he let him come in the other night to call the second quarter of action so that Chris could always say, I got to call an NBA final. I mean, when you step up and you get to do it, I mean, let's face it, if you're a major league announcer, one of the things you want to get to do is either do a World Series or a Super Bowl or to do the NBA Finals. I just thought that was really neat on Mark Boyle's part that he'd done that. But connection with the Indiana Pacers, of course, and I've talked with Bobby Joe when Bobby Joe was still alive. He loved his time with the Indiana Pacers. He said that Bobby Leonard, Slick Leonard, asked him to be a coach, an assistant coach, and that was after he had had to end his career with the Pacers. And he said, Bill, that's what got my juices flowing. That's why I wanted to be a coach. He says, that taste of the NBA, but he says, I knew I would be better relegated working with kids on the high school level. So just a few connections there, but best wishes to the Pacers. This would be great if they could pull it off and win it. A team that was destined to fold. That's what everybody said. All the betting money's on Oklahoma City.
Say that one more time. That's what, who said? Everybody, right? Everybody was saying that.
Everybody was wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was just going along. I'm glad I didn't bet it.
But it would be neat, though, if the Pacers could pull that off. You know, it would really, really
I think Abe said I want
nice.
the Pacers to win, but if I was betting it.
If you're an NBA fan, I mean, who really can you follow in this area? You've either got the Cleveland Cavaliers or you got the Indiana Pacers, or, you know, if you're like me and Mike Noska, diehard fans of the Boston Celtics. But
The connection I got with Oklahoma is an ex-wife.
Yeah.
And so that would kind of round third and heading for home, as Joe Nuxall would say, there's my local sports for the week.
You could almost throw the Pistons in there, too.
Yeah, true.
Really, Detroit's not that far away.
Yeah. And the teaser, of course, next week we've got Kip Young coming in to talk Major League Baseball when he was with the Detroit Tigers.
Now
go ahead. I'll let you interrupt.
I went and purchased a few cards.
For him to sign? He'll do it.
Off eBay. Well, if you guys want one, I'll bring them in. I think I got 3 or 4. So
I have to figure out a way for him to sign my hat. I spent Sunday trying to get a Detroit Tigers hat. Dummy me, the first thing I do is go over to where? Destination Outlets. It's closed. So then I went to the Dayton Mall, and the guy said, I'll tell you what I do. I got 2 hats here. He said, I hope one of them fits. I said, I'll be there. She'll laugh at this. You know me, loss of direction. I walked out of the store, was disappointed that they didn't have it there. So I'm on my phone trying to find, to where this place is to call. No, it gets better. It gets better. Little did I forget, Bill, when you walked in the store, you came from the left side. I walk out, what do? Go to the right. So I walk out there in the parking lot and I'm thinking, where's my car? Where's my car? I reach in my pocket and I'm taking my key fob for my Honda and I'm looking for the car.
And it's on the other side of the
And a lady comes over to me. She says, sir, are you lost? I says, I can't find my car. I said, I know it parked it out here. She says, what was the landmark you remember? I says, Upper Armour. She says, hop in my car. I'll take you around. It's on the other side.
But what was funny was he calls me and
I said, Deanna, somebody stole my car.
He calls me like I can do something in Burbank, California. We're having breakfast.
I said, what am I supposed to do? What am I going to do? She said, walk back and forth or walk around. And then it triggered a thought. And I'm thinking, oh my God, maybe I am on the other side. And then this lady pulls up beside me and she says, can I help you? You look like you're lost. I says, I'm just trying to find my car.
But you got to consider, whenever we go anywhere, I'm the one that drives.
Because I sleep.
And he sleeps. But I know where we park. So, good case in point, when we went to pick up the car at the airport on Tuesday afternoon, I walked right to it.
So long story short, it was a 4-hour excursion, but I did mission accomplished. I got the Detroit Tigers hat that I'll have next week.
So that's the inside joke.
Dayton Mall.
Is it all
Don't
black?
get lost.
It's the navy blue.
Yeah, is it?
Navy blue. With the older. Yeah, that's the problem. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I'll get him to sign something and put it inside there.
No, get a
Lucky
silver
have a
marker.
good sense of
Silver
direction.
marker. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a genuine. It's got the old English D on it, you know. There. And the teaser I was going to say, he said, now this is not quite as bad as Jeff Shaw with Jim Bowden, because Jeff Shaw always told me, don't ask me any questions about Jim Bowden because you'll lose your license. You can tell he's lying because his lips are moving. Well, it gets funny. So I'm talking with Kip on the phone the other night, and I says, hey, I want to talk to you about your managers. He says, Ralph Houck was excellent. He said, Jim Leland, I think the world of Jim Leland. He got me to where I am today. He was my manager at Lakeland. I says, well, how was it with Sparky? He says, I really can't tell you, Bill. It was not good. He says, that's why I left the Tigers. He says, Sparky and I did not see eye to eye. Yeah. He just didn't have the velocity. He was more on curveballs and change-ups and things like that. Sparky wanted the pitchers that, right, exactly. Yeah, no wonder. He said, I know why he was called Captain Hook. Yeah, he said, I could tell. And he says, I could tell my future was not good. And one closing little note, he'll have a fun time telling this story, but it goes back to the baseball strike. He was destined to come up and play for the Reds. John McNamara and Bill Fisher, who was the pitching coach at the time, they were going to have to demote Mike Lacoste. So what they were going to do was send Lacoste to Indianapolis, and they were going to bring up Kip Young. The very next day, they went on strike, and he never got a chance to play for the Reds. That was his dream, was to get to play for the Reds. Yeah, they had the best record, but didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, both of them.
Split season. That's right.
Thank you, Doc
Yep.
Schuessler. I appreciate
We're
that.
going to take a break.
Yep.
Doc Schuessler
That's my local
says
The
store.
only man in the world who can
Then we'll go
list
back to
all the
you.
vice president's
Can't do the
wives
game.
in order of height, from shortest to tallest.
Reunites with the only other man in the world who cares.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories to brighten your day.
And maybe, just maybe, keep you safe. But don't count on it.
And all the latest news about the Murphy, Ohio's hometown theater. It's what you've come to expect.
And it's what we've come to deliver.
With the Murphy Report, every Monday on the Murphy Theater website and our own YouTube channel.
Amanda, I understand you have a special skill of reciting the entire alphabet backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
That must be quite a belch.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Are animals using your house as their new home? Spring is around the corner, and so is birthing season for wildlife. Give us a call today if you are hearing noises in your attic or under your house. Here at Diamondback Wildlife Extraction, we can take care of your wildlife removal needs and repairs. Nuisance wildlife can be very destructive to your house, such as chewing on or through electrical wiring and much more. Call us today to book an appointment for inspection at 937-302-6372. We strike back.
City officials forcing a local beloved mascot to step down.
why poor timing and inappropriate behavior doomed a pantless Wilson the Weasel following his drunken performance at the late Judge Garrett's funeral.
There was nothing routine about this routine.
A story we are dedicated to getting to the bottom of.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. These made-up stories and the latest real news from the Murphy Theater are what you've come to expect from us.
On the Murphy Report, with a new report posted every Monday morning on our Murphy Theater website and our Murphy Theater YouTube channel.
Full minute-to-minute coverage all 21 hours a day.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
Amanda, I have to say Vanessa and Breck are just about the two finest anchors in the business.
For once, you're absolutely right, Steve.
I think the Titanic could have learned a thing or two from these two giants in their field.
What am I missing here?
Anchors.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Unbelievable. And the prices weren't that expensive. But there was when we got there on Friday, there was a line out
Let's
the door.
get personal, personal. Let's get personal, personal. Sundays with Dr. Jeffrey Footlong Schuessler. Don't ask what's footlong. And then also, Sarah, play me like a piccolo 5.
And we have fiber now. And it works.
And we have fiber. We have Ada Raisin Bran. And it's working good? Okay.
Very well.
Good. We're still lagging here, though.
Well, we're on Spectrum down here.
Oh, we're not on fiber.
The fiber is upstairs.
All right.
I'll have to figure out how I get fiber speed down there.
All right, local birthdays today: Paige Sinclair, Krista Jeanette, Zach Watson, Christian Steele, Christina Fiala, Tammy Baker,
Give a shout out.
Kelly Ashcraft, and Dr. Vicky Leisure, who's been a guest on the show.
Dee may have a few.
Tyler Driscoll.
Okay.
Vanessa Hall, that used to work in the tax map department, that she's now lives in Lebanon, but she has roots here. Justin Dickman.
Okay, good job.
And yesterday was Sherry McIntosh. I don't know if you mentioned
Yes,
that.
no, we
yesterday.
sure have.
Sherry, yeah.
Yep, happy birthday. Sell a house.
Sell a house. So that's my 2 cents worth.
All right.
Why do some people call Lebanon Lebanon?
That's like Sabina.
Sabina, yeah.
Exactly. Every time, even on Waze, they'll tell me to take a certain road and go through Sabina.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Well, because
a
the
good
woman's
case-
name is Sabina.
And I was with a Sabina this past weekend,
Yeah.
and so, but she was from Italy. But I had somebody that I flew with from Lancaster, but I was instructed it was not Lancaster, it was Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah.
birthplace of EJ. That's where Ed Johnson was born in Licking
the nice
County.
thing is
Yep.
she had to board first. She says, "Well, I'm flying by myself." She says, "I have a +1. You want to board with me?"
Sure.
So, sure. So I boarded and with her, and then I was saved a spot for Scott when he got there. So
Pretty neat.
it was awesome.
Then you had the hotel shuttle, right?
Then we had the hotel shuttle.
Yeah.
And then we got checked in and so forth. They let us check in early. And so I went down to the lobby, and a lot of people were converging from all over the world in the lobby. I knew a lot of them because we Zoom once a month. And so Normie was there by herself. And so she said, "Well, I don't know anybody except for you." So I gave her a call, and I says, "Hey, what you doing?" She said, "I'm just relaxing in the room." I says, "Hey, we're all down here in the lobby." I says, "Come on down, I'll introduce you." So I was going around taking pictures and introducing her to everybody. So by the time the weekend was over with, she knew a lot more people than she did when she went. But she goes to concerts. She goes to a lot of country concerts.
Yeah.
And so her main goal was to see Kate Jackson.
Okay.
So she got in line on Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
She was the first one in line. So guess who she saved a spot for? So
You.
she saved a spot for me. So
Well, that's all right.
that's all right. So
I'll tell you, the only kind of story I have a little bit like that, we went to Vegas one time, and we're flying out, and there's this lady, there's like 4 or 5 guys. It was a great time in Vegas, but we had this lady, she didn't have any legs.
Oh.
And she's from Washington Courthouse, and I got talking to her, and we talked all the way out. She's an interesting person, fun. And when we got to Vegas, we wished each other good luck. She says, "Well, how you getting to your hotel?" We were staying at the Imperial Palace, and she was staying at the Stratosphere. And I said, we'll just get a cab and go. She says, no, why don't you ride with us? We got a shuttle, we'll take you.
nice.
So we go out to this lady's shuttle. She must have been a big-time gambler.
Oh my.
Because we got there, and it's like a 15-passenger limousine.
Oh my.
We all gathered in there, and they took her to the Stratosphere first, and then
Dropped you
took
off.
us, to the Imperial Palace second. That was crazy. We wouldn't expect. And one of the guys with me, "We can't do that. We don't know these people." I said, "It's a little old lady with no legs. What's she gonna do?" She was fine. I talked to her all the way out, and her and her husband. But all I can say is the treatment they got. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? She must be a big time gambler.
I'm very thrifty with my money, so I was,
How many times have we actually been to Miami Valley Gaming? What, once or twice, if even
Twice.
that? Yeah, that's about it.
twice, and that's because we was going over to celebrate with somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Local, or not local birthdays, but celebrity birthdays. And there's going to be one on here.
She will be good at this.
Yeah.
I am lousy at it. She should be good at this.
I don't know.
I hope.
There's going to be one on here. She better know.
Uh-oh.
All right, first was Tim Allen. Tim the Tool Man.
76.
Lower.
72.
Ding, 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 ding,
Okay.
ding, ding.
I was going to say 72. Same age as Martha Smith.
And excuse my ignorance here, but Ashley Olsen. Wasn't
She's
there?
one of the twins.
Yeah, why wouldn't they put both twins' names down? That's why I'm like, it's like, okay, that Olsen twins.
Only way I can see that happen is one born right before midnight and one after.
I could be.
That may be the story. That's true.
Ashley Olsen.
Gosh, they're
40.
Just a little bit high.
I was going to say 38.
That's just a little bit low.
39.
39.
39, there you go. All right,
I'll say they're getting close to. I knew they were close to 40.
Chris Evans, he's the white Captain America, Avengers, and he's been gifted also, actor. Chris Evans. 46 is high.
I'll say 42.
42 is low.
44.
44, there you go. Ethan Embry.
Oh, no, I'm thinking somebody else. Yeah.
Ethan Embry.
I don't even know who he is.
He's an actor.
Obviously.
Yep. I for some reason I didn't write any. Some of these other
49?
people I
I
wrote.
thought you were talking about the guy that was just a weatherman.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, from Morristown. Yeah.
Yeah.
49?
Right, 49 is a little bit high.
47.
Yep, 47. There you go.
All right.
Ali Sheedy.
She.
This is a reversal.
Yeah.
74.
74. There you go.
Hey.
74.
You got to read Charlie's.
All right, here we go. Now, no one answer until Deanna answers on
Oh,
this one.
sheesh.
Richard Thomas.
Oh, all the
You know
pressure's
what?
on you.
He looks great. However, I would say he's 75.
That's just a little bit high.
74.
74. Good guess.
But he looks great, and I
Good
tell
job.
you what, had a nice conversation with him.
Hannah Storm.
Sportscaster?
Yes.
That's yours.
Married to Dan Hicks, I know that. 45?
Oh, higher.
58?
Higher.
Really?
Whoa! Good gosh.
Well preserved.
60?
Anybody else gonna guess? There you go. Higher.
I blew that one. She must have had her hair dyed or something. She colors her hair, I guess. I don't know.
63. Did
Well,
somebody
I'll be
answer
darned.
that?
No.
All right.
Yeah, I answered.
Yeah, Rick did.
No, I meant on.
That blows me away.
All right.
Whoa.
He seems to think I have to rely on the audience all the time. I
Obviously.
don't know why that is.
All right. Somebody sent me a message here. So, all right. Just reminded me we're going to the seniors. Us aging up people are going to the Dayton Dragons next Wednesday.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Is that what your call was earlier?
Yeah.
That's your trick, yeah.
Okay. In memory, two people were born today that are since gone: Red Grange and Paul Lind.
Oh, who?
Paul Lind, Hollywood Squares.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was Uncle
Center
Arthur.
Square.
Uncle Arthur on Bewitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He was. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I tell you what, we got Chain Connection still to go, but let's take a break. It's about 9:15. We'll be back in un momento.
Un momento.
We got
Labor
number 7
analysts
on
have
top
done
to
the
take care of
math.
too,
If
yeah.
God used union workers to create the world, just how long would it take?
6 days and a day of rest? Hardly. Experts say we might still be under construction, but at least we'd be on more solid ground.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Made up stories just like these are what we're about on The Murphy Report, with a new report every Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Plus all the real news about what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in the heart of downtown Wilmington.
Hosted by veteran anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone. It's news you might lose. But if you do, we'll find it, we'll pick it up, we'll roll it up, and we'll stick it back in your front screen door.
That sounds more like a news paper, Steve?
This isn't a newspaper?
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us. Nursery rhyme historians uncover the truth about Jack and Jill.
there was no hill to climb, and new clues cast doubt on there ever being a pail. What could be next? The tortoise and the hare living together?
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. The nursery rhymes may be made up, but the only thing made up here is the news.
That's right, Steve. On the Murphy Report. With a new report every week beginning Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Hard-hitting, cutting edge, and a third less fulfilling.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
A combined 415 years in the news business.
It's made up news you can count on to get you through your day.
And put you to sleep at night, just like me with my warm milk and cookies, and a plethora of heart-related medications.
Plus all the real news on what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
That's on the Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
It's news to us.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
All right, we're back just like a bad cold. And it's game time. It's chain connection time. So, Deanne, since you are our guest today, you have your choice of which one of these yahoos you want to be your partner. You can take Bill, Jerry, Rick, or my wife's available too.
I'll take Jerry. He's right here beside me. I can cook him.
That's right.
All right, Bill.
Bill,
So,
don't aggravate me.
Bill, you and the evil emperor. Oh, boy,
Okay.
team.
All right.
Okay, so
You
since
might see the evil in me.
say
That's not good.
Hey, now's when the competition starts because she knows I'm very competitive.
All right.
You're my wife, but I want to win. I don't want to lose.
Deanne, you get one more.
Do you want me to
choice.
move over between you two?
You get one more choice here.
Okay.
You can either pick your column or go first.
What's the best way to go, Jerry?
Pick a column.
Call him, please.
So A or B?
B.
B, okay. And Rick?
What are your percentages on the column?
My percentages on the columns today. A, I got an 80. And B, I got a 70.
Oh, shoot.
Good choice.
So, all right.
Guys.
Means we got the tough one.
So, all right, here we go.
We got
So
it. We
Bill
got
and
it.
Rick, here
We're
we
good.
go. Color P.
Purple. Smoothie. Whoopi Goldberg.
I'll let you go with that. That's fine.
Color purple is right. Yeah. Purple R.
Purple R.
Purple rain.
All right. I'll go with it.
Purple rain is right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Rain S.
Showers. Rain. What else?
I think pops in my mind is rain soft. Nah.
Soft.
That's a fabric softener.
Rick, we'll go with yours. That's fine.
Let's go with showers.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go. You guys ready?
Yes.
Swedish F.
Swedish
No,
fish.
that's easy.
Swedish
That's a
fish.
simple one.
Swedish fish.
Fish, right. Fish
Gimme.
P.
Fish pea.
Yeah. As in pretzel. Fish P.
Oh yeah, fish pretzel. That's a good one.
Tasty.
A little salt.
P.
A little mustard.
Fish P. Well,
Could be fish
fishing
pizza.
pole.
Giving them these softballs
It would
here.
be
yeah.
fishing
Give them
pole.
softballs.
Pole?
No, what?
Is that what you want? Pole? Good guess.
Good guess.
That's not wrong. Not right.
I thought it was a good idea.
Redemption,
We get another
redemption.
letter, Bill.
Okay, you guys got color purple, purple rain, rain ST.
Rain ST. Storm.
Yeah.
Storm is right.
Yeah.
Oh, you
job,
gonna fact Rick or not?
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Storm D.
Storm D. Drain.
Yeah.
Storm drain is right.
Oh, we may be in trouble, Dan.
Bill's gonna have a heart attack.
Now this one kind of, this is the one
I
that
like to
kind of,
win. I don't like to lose.
this is the one that kind of tripped me up.
This isn't hard, Nick, so I'm gonna get it.
Drain B.
Drain B.
Oh, that's a good one.
What'd you say? Rain basin.
Drain.
Drain basin. Drain. We'll delay from here for a little bit.
Ah.
What are you on about? Drain B.
This isn't as bad as Baby Swiss yesterday, but
Baby Swiss, yeah.
What?
Oh, that was terrible yesterday.
that was terrible. It was.
Come on.
Gonna have to give him a clock,
Drain.
Charlie. Give him a clock, Charlie.
Drain basin is what Rick says too, so we'll go with basin.
All right. So you guys had Swedish fish, fish P-O.
Pond.
Pond?
Pond is right. Here's, I think, the one that screwed me up on this one.
Oh boy.
Pond L.
Pond L.
Oh, that's a simple.
Oh, hush.
What are you doing?
He shit stirring. That's what he
Oh, I thought he was trying to row the boat or something. What the hell is he doing? You giving them a clue?
L. Pond.
No clue.
Pond Lake.
I gave
yeah,
somebody a
pond.
clue yesterday and they still didn't get it.
That'd be me, probably.
Rick's yelling at me. It's like, I'm trying to help him out a little bit.
What'd you say, Rachel?
What is it?
Pond L.
On liner?
It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
Pond Lake. Pond.
I thought lake, but no, that's not the.
No. Say
Start
something.
the
Dan.
clock.
Say something, Dan. We're already on the clock.
3.
Lake?
Yeah, that's what.
Pond Lake.
Okay, you guys had color purple, purple rain,
This is our
storm,
third letter.
and you said storm. You did get storm.
Basin.
Drain. You got drain.
Yes.
Then drain B-O.
Oh,
Drain
it's
B-O?
it's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah, this was tough for me as well.
Drain B-O. Come on, Rachel.
She gave you basin. That's a better answer than what's on there.
Pond L. You thought anything what Pond L would be?
No.
I'm drawing a blank.
All right, 5 seconds.
Better just not say
3,
anything.
2, 1.
Drain box. I don't know.
All right. So you guys had Swedish fish, fish pond, then pond L-I.
That's what I thought it was.
Pond L. I Pond.
I ain't seen nothing.
This one's, like I said, this was a tough one on this one. You get this one, you'll probably run the rest of them.
It's pond liquor.
Pond.
You know those pond liquors.
Yep.
I'm not one of them.
Pond like pond. Rachel said pond liner.
Well, we got to lose.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pond liner.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Sorry, Rachel. It didn't work.
We tried.
So you guys had color purple, purple rain, rain storm, storm drain. Drain, BOA.
Okay.
Drain board is right.
Yeah. All right. How many more before we can say we
This
win?
is it. This is it.
Oh, no.
This is it.
I won't be able to live with them the rest of the day.
No, I'll be modest.
Yeah, right.
For the wind. For the wind. For the win. Board R.
Board
Don't say anything.
R.
Deanna's getting ready to say something. No, Deanna was, I could tell Deanna was getting ready to say something.
Board R.
Like Uncle Punky the other day, just shouting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My audience is going to give me this one. Board R. Come on.
Give him a clock. Give him a clock.
Board R.
Heck is ours.
Do you have any ideas?
L-I.
Sounds a good one. That's it.
Okay, go with it. Boardroom.
You know who to thank.
Is it?
That's the win. Okay, now
we take clues from anywhere.
now we can.
That would have been embarrassing, though. Seriously.
You do realize they've had to have help on everything. We haven't had any help.
Well, that's what you get for sitting at that end of the
All right.
Oh, well. That's
Now-
okay.
All right. So yes.
We still friends?
I hope we're more than friends.
I have to say something appropriate, you know.
we got to finish yours out.
But if your key doesn't fit the door when you get home,
I know how to change the door lock.
there you go.
Swedish
I have the
fish,
tools. He doesn't.
Yeah.
fish pond, pond Lil.
Pond lily.
Pond lily.
Pond lily. Now look how easy the rest of these are. Lily P.
Lily what?
P.
Pad.
Lily
Pad.
pad.
Pad. And then pad L.
He's got a thing for L's today.
Pad L.
Liner.
Oh.
Padlock.
Padlock. Hey, Lock U.
Lock up.
Lock up. There you go. All right. I got
Jerry, this is for you.
Get them criminals. Lock them up.
Jerry. That sounds like an excuse.
Hey, it's the best I got.
Just the facts.
All right.
Yeah.
So being Friday the 13th, I have the 13
We did all
common
right, Deanna,
but
it's all
silly superstitions.
It's all fun.
So
We didn't have to have
No
help.
walk under a ladder.
well, I'll give you like the first word, you finish it. Beginners,
Luck.
luck. There you go. That's number 13. Find a penny.
Pick it up all day long. You have good luck.
Yep. See a pen, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. See a pen, let it lay, and your luck will pass away.
Oh, I've heard
Except
that
for
part.
if the penny's face down, you don't pick it up, you
Yep.
walk home.
Don't walk under the
Ladder.
Ladder.
Yep. Or under the bleachers by Seymour Butt. No, anyway. All right, this one has two.
We
meanings.
lose him every once in a while.
Black cats crossing your path is what?
Bad
Bad
luck.
luck.
Ask Leo DeRocher about that one. Yeah.
And if you're faster than the cat, it's bad luck for the cat because he's flat black.
Yeah, that's right. Although, in some cultures, a black cat walking in front of you means money's coming.
Ah.
Oh,
What does a rabbit foot do?
It's supposed to bring you good luck.
Here's the rabbit expert right here.
Talismans and amulets are a time-honored way of fending off evil. Consider the crosses and garlic that are supposed to keep vampires at bay. Rabbit feet as talismans may hark back to early Celtic tribes in Britain.
But it's not good luck for the rabbit.
Not
They
very
may
much.
also arise from hoodoo, a form of African American folk magic and superstition that blends Native American, European, and African tradition. Bad luck comes in
Pairs. Threes.
threes. Oh, it's her death comes in threes.
Yeah.
yes, it does.
Right.
Famous
Yep.
people.
We've
it
talked about
does.
that many times.
Yep.
Many times.
Careful with that mirror.
Don't break it.
Don't
7
break
years bad luck.
Yep.
Supposedly. How did they come up with 7 years?
666.
That's,
And the devil.
The
yeah.
sign of the devil.
The Book of Revelation, that's the
Yep.
number of the beast. Now I'm going to tell you another little twist on that. 216 could also be that.
Really?
Well, 6 times 6 times 6 is 216.
And it's time to take a break.
Oh, we're not done yet. We got a few more. What about this
extension.
one? What am I
Knock
getting?
on wood.
Knock on wood. We only got 4 left. Make a wish on a
Wishbone.
wishbone.
Boom. That too.
I'm with you.
Cross your fingers.
Cross your fingers. Said to date back to early Christianity. Story goes that 2 people used to cross index fingers making a wish, a symbol support from a friend to the person making the wish. Anything associated with the shape of the Christian cross was thought to be good luck. Okay, so that's all right. Okay.
Good.
What are you not supposed to do with umbrellas?
Not supposed to open them in the house.
Right.
Or in the wind.
And I want 2 more. What should you never do with a hat?
Wear it.
Put it on the bed.
Really?
Yeah, hat on the bed's bad luck.
Oh.
And obviously the last one, Friday the
13th.
If you're not scared of Friday the 13th, you should be scared. The word used to describe those who are frigatriscophobics. There we go.
Bless you.
Could you spell that, please?
Yes, I could. F-R-I-G-G-A-T-I.
Without looking. Without looking.
No.
Gets a word about that long.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
it.
All right, we'll take a break now.
Roller Haven is located at 1640 U.S. Highway 22 Northwest, Washington Courthouse, Ohio. The perfect place for a day out with the family, birthday parties, and even an organization event or fundraiser. Check out our website, rollerhavenwch.com. Or give us a call at 740-335-6481 and we can help plan your event. We look forward to seeing you there.
Indulge in a variety of mouth-watering dishes, from juicy burgers and fresh salads to stacked sandwiches, delicious pizzas, warm soups, crispy fries, and finger-licking wings. Every bite is crafted with care using hand-grinded and breaded ingredients made right here in-house. Whether you're dining solo or with family or hanging out with friends, we have something to satisfy every craving. That's the Rusty Keg in Washington Courthouse, the best fries in town.
They said it could never happen. They hoped it would never happen, but now the most unpopular vegetable in the soup family is getting her own talk show.
That's right. Coming this fall on the Food Channel, it's The Okra Show.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Celebrity gossip and other stories that matter the most. Plus, what's coming to the Murphy Theater on the weekly edition of The Murphy Report.
It's what we dish up for you. When you hunger and thirst for real journalism, look elsewhere.
But you can find us at themurphytheater.org or the Murphy Theater YouTube channel with a new news report every Monday morning.
You know, Amanda, I used to have my own morning talk show.
Oh, why'd you give it up?
Well, there was a little dispute at the time of my contract renewal.
Oh, what was the disagreement?
Well, I wanted to renew, and they didn't.
What'd they replace you with?
A half-hour infomercial on nail clippers.
When you have to know before anybody else, count on your one source for useless, made-up news, The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
Oh, we're going to have, speaking of being competitive, Bill, there you go. We have games that are coming. We're going to have a game show eventually here when it gets going.
We'll have to sign up for that. Yeah.
See, Bill could do a sports show.
Oh, I'd love that. Now,
know,
movies,
he's
she'd love that.
semi-retired. He's semi-retired.
Movies,
He
she'd
could do
love
it.
that, yes.
I'm still working.
Well, he's still working too.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm working full time.
You are
They're wanting me to work full-time, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
game
we
show, games, I mean, I'm competitive as they come.
Okay.
Yep.
Throwing your hat in the ring.
I'm in charge of it. I work in the real estate division.
If they want me, I guess, you know.
Well, if you're
I'm on
gonna be there,
vacation
make the
today.
most money you can.
True. It's not it really. It's not that bad a drive. It's going with the traffic and everything, and it is a nice ride on 35. I will say that. I'm glad I'm not in the Ford Escape. It would cost me more in gas. Plus, it was a bumpy ride. That thing was getting to a point where it needed shocks and struts and everything else. So I'm glad it's bye-bye. I know some place. I didn't want to keep putting more money in it. That's why we packaged 2 cars together and got her the Jeep. Yeah. I had a plan.
Jeeps.
Yep. She loves her Jeep and I love my Honda.
What kind of Jeep you got?
Cherokee.
Okay.
I missed my cruise though, but
You needed to move on
well,
from
the
the
problem
cruise.
was I fractured my L3 at Scott's house, and it was hard to get into the car and put my left leg into the. It wouldn't. I had to
Scoot
lift
down.
it.
The Jeep's high.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's high, and it has heated seats, so and a good
Heated
lumbar.
seats, heated steering wheel,
Has
you
lumbar.
name it.
Heat seats are good for your leg.
Yeah,
Well, it's good for it's good for my back. I was wanting the back,
yeah.
I can't.
Well, and just the extra
thought-
room. She needed the extra room in the car. She
especially
really
during
did.
craft shows.
Yeah.
I was having a challenge getting everything to the craft shows with my Buckeyes.
I'll tell you what, I got my Edge has heated seats, and I'll turn them
wonderful.
on for about 2 or 3 minutes, and shit, I can't do it. I mean, my butt's on fire. Yeah, I can't handle it.
Hot seat.
It is. I'll turn it down on low, and it'll be all right. But
Yeah, but
Oh, my.
it really helped my back when I fractured my
Yep,
L3.
no
so-
doubt, no doubt. Yep.
all right. Well, so we were talking during the break also about other superstitions people had. I threw out, the hat on the bed. You talked about step on a crack,
Break
Yeah.
my other's back.
break your mother's back. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of them that are out there. And so, if you guys have any old wives' tales or any old superstitions you'd like to add, feel free.
Old wives' tale. I know, I'm bad.
Bill's pointing at the end. He's going to get hit here in a minute.
Yes,
All right.
off camera, so I have no witnesses.
It's a wonder she didn't knock me off the chair when I cheered for winning.
Hey, I know how you are. I just let it go.
There you go.
It's not worth it.
Father's Day is coming up
Yep.
Sunday. Of course, it's supposed to rain all day. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. What is there? We got 4 fathers in the room here. What's one thing you'd like to give for Father's Day?
Jerry, you want to go first?
I don't know. I'd like to be able to get all my family together, but that ain't gonna happen.
Just get your family together.
You like all
Okay.
4 wives?
No.
Oh,
You have 4 wives.
I have had.
Oh shit!
Shot.
I've only had one husband, so
Yeah, but look what you got. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
my
like in a
God.
horse race: win, place, or show.
I'm sorry,
Take your-
Bill. It was that.
No,
It was just
no,
right there.
It was fine. It was fine.
I like
but the
that.
thing of it is that I'm blessed. I'll take him.
Well, we've got 2 great sons. I appreciate Scott and Steve both, and Scott's going to join us Sunday afternoon. We'll eat at Texas Roadhouse and so forth. And I'm just proud of both boys. I really am. And understand when I say this, okay? I had a very strict upbringing with my dad. I had a lot of respect for Dad. Don't get me wrong. And he taught me a lot of good values. I always tried to impress him and go above and beyond. Now, Dad farmed, we farmed, and he also had a factory job in Cincinnati. And he was so structured. He'd stop whatever he was doing at about 1:30. Mom would fix him a light lunch. He'd go in and get lunch and iced tea. And then he always left for work at Laughlin, down there at Jefferson Smurfit, Diamond International, it was called originally. And he always took pride in the fact he was only late for work once or twice because of road issues, okay? Dad always left him plenty of time. He worked 3 to 11. He'd always want to get in at 2:30 or
Get that for your dad.
2:45. And I'm pretty much the same way. And I've always been an early riser. And what Dad instilled in me were the values of hard work. You can't get ahead unless you work basically 2 jobs. Like don't rent a house from somebody. You're making their house payment. So he did help us get a house, after we'd started originally when Dee and I got married and so forth. But there was times it was kind of contentious between us because I had things that I wanted to do with my life, whereas he had it all structured for me. He wanted me to farm. Well, I enjoyed the farming aspect, especially when we did crops. Now, it used to be a real chore getting up to have to feed the hogs and feed cattle before I'd go to school. In my junior year, I got to ride with my friend Bruce Holliday, who played basketball, and we talked about things like that. But I convinced Dad to get out of the livestock business. Thank God we did, and we started making more money when we cash rented grounds and so forth. I've had fun with Deanna telling her the story. We went down, if everybody knows where 48 and 22 is, it's known as Hoptown, Hopkinsville. And we have a store over there, what's called Mainville. Well, they had me go work there one day, and they said, you may get lost because it's called Mainville, but it's in some little burg called Hopkinsville. And I told Rafe Barber on the phone, I says, Rafe, I know exactly where it is. I was born in that area. Well, we're driving one day over there on Route 48. Maybe we was going to Kohl's, and I said, hey, hon, look over there at that Kroger store on the left. Yeah. I said, you know what used to be there? No.
Your farm?
That used to be part of Grandpa's farm.
Yep.
When I was 17 years old, at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Dad said, Billy, you're going to learn how to run a combine today. 17 years old, a big John Deere 55 combine. I didn't know what the heck was going on, and he said it to me, and it's always resonated with me ever since. Son, you got to learn how to do this. I can't do it all by myself. You got to learn. What's there? I said, Dad, I'm scared. I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? Well, I was 17 years old. I was just afraid I'd direct the combine or do something like that. But you know what? It's just life lessons learned.
All right.
That's the thing, you know. Yeah. But
you still haven't answered my question yet.
What was that? What do I want?
Yeah, what would you want?
Spend time with my boys. I don't need any gifts. You know, I got 2 great sons, and I'm just proud of both. And just another day to live, and maybe get another, as I like to say, my favorite phrase, another lap around the track.
That's right.
What about you, Rick?
I don't have anything. I've got everything a man could want, Charlie.
But for Father's Day, you guys are answering it the way, like family, you know, be with your sons. That's the same here.
I probably won't even do that. I'll probably work.
I'd like to, you know. Well, we're supposed to work at car show all
I got
day.
things I got to do. I got to probably come back here into the Murphy.
But yeah, just eating dinner. But my daughter will probably have to work, so that'll be the end of that. So,
But
what
I'm probably going to do is just anything I want to.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you're allowed. You're allowed, except it's gonna rain.
Huh?
That's the only. It looks like it's gonna rain.
Don't do anything if you're going to get wet.
Or have shelter that you can get
Oh,
into.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got the wine walk Saturday here in Wilmington.
Hey, they got a party bus this
Yeah. Rick will be manning the stripper pole.
There is.
Oh, that just.
He did not deny that there was a pole.
No, he did not.
Trevor Shoemaker.
Oh, Lord.
I gotta get that thought out of my
He
head.
said he might man the stripper
He
pole
did
for
say
a
it
while.
had a disco ball in it, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
A disco ball. So it's a regular party bus. They don't have the trolleys this year.
55 passenger on it.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Big bus.
That's going to be fun with everybody drinking wine on the wine walk party bus.
Falling down, getting in.
They'll be walking the floor, right? Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Tonight, they got the Blues Brothers here. I think I'm going to bring the car over, and I don't know that anybody will be here for it, but Blues Brothers is tonight here. So
Joe Davis and I are going to be at Cedarville College most of the day. I'll probably be there
Tomorrow?
at 7:30 tonight.
Oh.
No, tonight for Miami Trace has scrimmages all day. The girls' basketball team.
Oh.
And
with our
so
new coach.
We're gonna go. Yeah, I'll probably meet the new coach, and we'll be there all day today. They have scrimmages tomorrow too, but I don't think I'm gonna go back. I gotta do.
We also
Greg
have
Greg
Strutter
Smallwood.
tonight.
Greg
Yes,
Smallwood.
yes.
Great choice.
Yes.
Great guy. I really
Everybody-
like him.
and
He's
you know,
good.
The interesting thing about it,
Yeah.
I heard that prior to this last coach that they brought over from Courthouse, the athletic director had wanted him last year, and didn't get his wish, but now he's got his wish.
Strutter is playing tonight at 7 o'clock down here on Sugar Tree. That's a Kiss tribute band. So, stuff going on. We have a car show tomorrow out at Maple Grove Campground from noon to 4. And then...
Isn't that where you got your RV?
No. We're over at Cedar Hill Campground in Leesburg. Maple Grove's just right outside of Wilmington here. Then Sunday, we got the Fayetteville Father's Day show, which it's always a big show, but I just wonder what they're going to do because the rain's not looking good.
Yeah, that may dampen it for sure.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right. It just rolled out there. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yep.
Did you see Vicki Kendall's comment?
No, what she
She
said?
grew up on a dairy farm, had to milk before and after school. This was a 7-day-a-week job, never took a vacation. That is a job.
Mom and Dad did milk cows when we first moved to the farm there. It was 61. There's certain things I remember, some things I can't. But that's very time consuming. And Dad even said, we're just not going to do this anymore. And we just had beef, cattle, and hogs for a while and so forth. Like I said, I'm just glad that in 1975 I convinced him to get out of the livestock business and to go out and cash rent more ground. We made more money that way.
Yeah, when I was a kid, neighbors had a dairy farm.
Right.
And I helped them a lot.
That and chickens. Grandpa had chickens. Thank God we didn't have them.
Hotel California is sold out tonight here at the Murphy.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
And the wine walk tomorrow night. So
be a bunch of drunk Eagle
party
fans.
bus. I may come just to ride around on the party bus. I won't even drink. I'll just.
It is good to see things happening downtown, because for years that's always been a big stigma is what are you going to do about the downtown, or how can we make the downtown thrive again? You got to say one thing, is it's a lot of people working together, but it's good to see things happening in Wilmington. And, it's not like, you just roll the town up and forget about it over the weekend.
And as we talked before the show, all the new businesses that are coming into town, all the new things as far as places to shop.
There's something about a lingerie lounge coming.
No, that was a few years back.
I think you'll be looking forward to TJ Maxx, won't you?
Well, I've never shopped there, but yeah, I hear it's Steve says it's a good place to shop.
It's a fun place to shop.
Yeah.
My ex-wife's most popular.
I try and stay out of shopping. He likes to shop.
I like doing the thrift
Well,
store.
He just can't find his car after he gets done shopping.
Get that fall out. Where's my car? Where's my car?
You need to get the air tag, not the.
Yeah, you get the air tag.
Hey, at least I can poke fun at myself. It's just one of them things. Just remember, Bill, when you walk into a store,
Bill.
did you turn to the left or to the right?
Do you have
I
your
walk out, went to the
necklace yet?
right. What?
You have your necklace yet?
Oh.
No.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
No.
I thought you were going to say ankle bracelet.
So how old are you, Bill?
Old enough to know better.
67.
67.
He just turned 67 last month.
Yep.
Yeah. 67.
Old enough for Social Security.
Finally. Well, to draw it, I waited 2 years.
You could have drew it at 62.
No, we didn't want to do that.
They penalize you so bad.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They penalize me.
My financial guy told me to go and get it at 62. But you have to. I don't have hardly anything in it. Because I was a school teacher.
Yeah, but you still won't have it.
But you have PERS.
Let's take a break and we'll come
Yeah,
back
I
to
get
the
it.
final.
Right. But what I'm saying, Social Security, it won't be much.
Yep.
We'll be
Yeah.
back.
You have enough quarters?
Yeah, barely.
Nursery rhyme historians uncover the truth about Jack and Jill.
There was no hill to climb, and new clues cast doubt on there ever being a pail. What could be next? The tortoise and the hare living together?
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett. The nursery rhymes may be made up, but the only thing made up here is the news.
That's right, Steve. On the Murphy Report. With a new report every week beginning Monday morning on the Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Hard-hitting, cutting-edge, and a third less fulfilling.
With veteran news anchors Vanessa Del Rey and Breck Stone.
A combined 415 years in the news business.
It's made-up news you can count on to get you through your day.
And put you to sleep at night, just like me with my warm milk and cookies. And a plethora of heart-related medications.
Plus all the real news on what's coming to the Murphy Theater.
Ohio's hometown theater in downtown Wilmington.
That's on the Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us. A young couple, creatively challenged, turned away from a popular rock band's long-awaited concert.
And all because they couldn't imagine dragons.
I'm Amanda Martin.
And I'm Steve Burnett.
Heart-wrenching stories just like these,
as well as others like my bunny being stuck in a tree,
are just a sample of the made-up news you can count on from us on the Murphy Report. Every Monday morning on our Murphy Theater website and our YouTube channel.
Amanda, did I ever tell you I was in a band?
Oh, no. Steve, what was the name of the band?
Well, it was actually a tribute band, and we were a tribute band to a tribute band, which happened to be a tribute band to a band named Tribute.
Well, that sounds like it's ripe for confusion.
Oh, after 7 months on the road, and no showers, we were ripe all right. Almost as ripe as your feet.
The Murphy Report.
Remember, if it's news to you,
it's news to us.
Oh no. Let's get personal. Personal. Come on, Deanna. Let's get personal. Personal. There you go. Bill, you're not going to sing?
Bill's shy.
He's not a singer. Yeah, right.
I could
don't
do
think
the
so.
national anthem if I had to.
Him shy? No.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, that Hotel California, Steve said yesterday that even though it says sold out, you might call.
Yeah, well, there's always people that
Yeah,
get sick.
because there
or
might be,
show up.
there's some, they had some
Well,
onesies around.
there were only like
You wanna
6
get it done
seats,
today?
So they may have sold it.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's too bad they can't negotiate there as the show actually. You could probably get some people that would trade seats, if you had to.
All right, coming on the show next week, we got Chris from.
Are we sure Chris and Tay are going to be in?
Chris Robinson?
No, Chris Newport
Okay.
from the Farmers Insurance. I've got Clinton down for Tuesday, but I don't think Clinton's coming Tuesday.
So why do you say that?
Well, that's where he originally wanted it, but then he wanted to switch.
With who?
No, he just wants to switch days. I don't know when he wants to come in.
All right.
Wednesday, knockwood, let's hope, Abby Abel is going to come in. Abby Abel, you guys remember as the Spider Queen.
She made us
Yeah.
biscuits and gravy. Is that the one?
No,
No.
this is the Spider
Who
Queen.
made the biscuits and gravy?
I don't know if
I
I've
think
ever
he's
seen her
hungry.
out of costume or not.
I don't think
Someone
you have.
brought you food, Charlie.
Wasn't from the
There's a lot
this
of
is
people
from the
that brings him
haunt.
food.
I know. It was one of the people from the haunt.
I don't
I think it
know.
was Abby.
Maybe I have. She came in one day and then she got made up.
Yeah, Rachel. and her got made up
She
together.
came in and then got made up on the,
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
in front of the camera.
And then Bill will be back Friday, right, next
We got
week.
Kip Young coming.
Was that
Kip
the one that
Young.
broke her leg? Who broke her leg?
Yeah, JJ.
oh yeah.
No, not JJ. Recently, I'm talking about. I thought we had one of the girls from the haunt. She was in a wheelchair, or she couldn't. She broke a leg or something.
Huh. I don't
I
know.
don't remember. I don't remember that. But anyhow, that's who is coming in. We got Breckle coming back in on the 25th, I think.
Where's Tornado Outfit?
Yep. So, but yeah, if you guys want to be on, we are searching for guests. I have called a bunch of people, haven't I?
I hope we can get John
Huh?
Coomer. I hope we can get John Coomer to come in. I'd love to hear him.
Yeah, we need to
talk
get
some
John
about
back
AI.
on. Well, he said he'd come back on.
Yeah.
He still may be finishing up some school stuff, but we'll get him on here. John Comer.
Well, once we get the Wake Up Washington Courthouse show, we'll have someone, and they're going to start selling ads, and they're going to do all the
Scheduling of people.
scheduling. So
That
we've
helps
got
a lot.
someone
Yeah.
that's going to be able to take that, and Charlie won't be running around like a chicken with his head.
Well,
Business development.
Thursday.
You need a business development coordinator,
And,
BDC.
And you'll come back to see us from time to time, won't you?
Only if I bring Buckeyes, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, you're welcome without Buckeyes. As far as I'm
Yeah, you're
concerned.
welcome anytime.
You're even
But-
welcome to come
but-
without Bill.
Oh, there you go.
But it is a nice bonus when you have
It is.
Buckeyes or
Yep.
donuts. Yeah.
Yep.
Charlie's going to get that.
I barter quite well with my Buckeyes.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
June 27th, we're going to try and get John Warden in, and maybe his wife will come with him too, John and Carol. And I think Joe Davis will probably show up that day. They all know each other real well
John
from their
Warden?
officiating days. Yeah, John Warden
Now,
used
is
to
he
be
the
a
one that
baseball
played-
player
yeah.
with the Tigers, 68 world champs, and then he's been an official for years too. And he was our original Sportsline host that we did out there at the WSWO studios. Back in 2000 or 2001, something like that. He was there with us for a while
Just a
too.
couple years ago.
But John and his wife Carol, they officiate volleyball. And then what I want to pull off is a
Is that the
surprise.
one that Joe hits on? No.
And I want to pull off a surprise in July and get the esteemed Chick Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Chick would be good.
Yeah, oh, I love him. Yep, we go way back. I knew him even before I knew her because I was he was sports editor to be of the Western Star, succeeding a man by the name of Paul Goins. And it was kind of funny. They said, well, they got this guy coming from Ohio State, and take a look at him. He said, I don't know what to make of him. He said, he's got this big curly hairstyle, and that was back when big hairstyles. Yeah, I thought at first it was an afro when I first looked at him, but hairstyles change over the years. I used to wear it over my ears too for a while.
Glad to have hair.
Just glad to have hair.
When you have hair.
That's right, exactly. But I was his chaperone, so I'm riding him around in my car, the '64 Impala, and we're going to Mason. I'm interviewing him, or introduced him to John Hopkins. We go to Springboro and Harry Hall, and went to Lebanon and met Jim Vandergrift, and of course met with my buddy Pat Hines down at Little Miami. So I was kind of like his chaperone, and he was kind of abrasive when he first came in. Some of the coaches didn't like his style, but he did a real nice job. And then he went to Dayton Daily News, covered the Bengals for years as the beat writer. Would come up here to Wilmington for training camp and everything. And now he's of course on 700 WLW. As I said, you got to bring your computer. I got my coffee. I got my computer. All I need is you. He's a good one.
Sounds like a song.
Yep, Chick's good. He is really good.
Yeah, we met Chick down there with Riding the Wave with Dave.
Yep. And a future one too, my buddy Ken Brew. I know I can pull this off. I could get Ken Brew here. Yep, Ken would be great.
That would be awesome, yeah.
And the funny story, I remember listening to him when I'm still at Little Miami Schools, 1975. He does a 5-minute daily sports show out here on WKFI, and I won a trivia contest. I think it was something related to the Reds, and guess what my prize was? 2 passes to the Murphy Theater. Oh, wow. Yeah. And I met him then officially when he was doing the PA announcing for the Stingers. Bob Firestone, the PR director, hooked me up with him. And it was so funny, I mentioned WKFI, and he goes, yeah, you're that guy that won the trivia contest, didn't you?
We keep farmers informed.
WKFI, good days, yep.
Good
a
old
lot of good
days.
times, yep.
All right, let's see, the word of the day we hadn't got to yet. It's decried.
Is that a reference toward me?
Is that like the same as deplane?
No, decried is publicly denounced.
Oh.
So,
No crying on the show, right?
Bill-
Yeah, you've told me that before.
You almost cried today.
Bill is
Almost, yeah.
Bill is decrying Deanna and Jerry for losing the game today.
I don't go, hey, be humble when you win.
That's right.
Well, you missed that one.
Yeah. I'm here about it all day today.
Your butts today, didn't we?
It's the first time I've won. It's the first time I've won.
Is it the first time you won?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I feel like Vin Scully with the
Congratulations, Bill.
Brooklyn Dodgers. Just wait till next year.
Oh, jeez.
Next year finally came.
All right, the final thought today is from Mr. Red Grange. I played football the only way I knew. If you have the football and 11 guys are after you, if you're smart, you'll run.
Yep. Back in the days of leather helmets.
It was no big deal. Red Grange. No kidding. If you got 11 people running after you, yes. And like Rick Morton says, don't forget we have the Eagles tribute band tomorrow night. And actually, tell you a little secret here. They're playing for free in Springfield tonight. They are. They're playing for free in Springfield. It's an outdoor park. The Hotel California. So if you didn't get tickets for $50 here,
Drive to Springfield.
you can go see them for free tonight in Springfield.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're sold out.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Really good thing.
but you can also go see Kiss Strutter tribute tonight also
I don't think so.
for free.
She likes Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. And,
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Hey, Sean
The Rat
Poole's in
Pack.
town, what, out Generations?
Yeah, that's right, he is. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Tonight?
I think it is.
Is
Yeah.
it tonight, Sean Poole?
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so tonight. Yeah,
Is
live.
it tonight or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Because when you announced that at first, I said I couldn't go because I had to DJ. I got to DJ
Yeah.
a birthday party
It's tomorrow.
night. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming in, Bill, Deanne. Loved all the pictures and stuff.
Donuts.
Well,
Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
I know she had.
You're welcome.
Thank you
I know
very
she
much.
really enjoyed the trip. I told her. I said you got to do it. It's on her bucket list.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that's cool.
Right.
She's ready to go again. She's gonna
I
start selling
would go
Buckeyes.
again, and I would go again. It was that much fun.
Well, are you going to go again?
Maybe next June. It all depends on who the lineup is.
How many buy Buckeyes? Well, there's others that are closer. you might want to,
No,
check that out.
this is the cream. From what I can see, this is the cream of the crop.
If you're going to spend the money, you may as well go first class. Yep. Yep.
Go to Burbank.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today, folks. Everybody have a great weekend. Try to stay dry.
Happy
And
Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day to all the dads.
Father's Day.
Yep. As Jack Buck would say, so long for just a while.
there you go.